Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Monaco Gaming Show. We are live today for our grand finals. 10,000 euros are on the line. My name is Bryce and we're bringing you all the action over our next 3 hours of kill farming. But I am not alone. Joining me here, of course, Enigma. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm very good. We have been building up to this moment. We finally get to see all those teams that we watched qualify, compete in our finals. And we saw a lot of absolute worldy talent. So, I mean, we're packing them all into one stream right now. So this is going to be great.
We certainly are. Not only have we been all along the journey of our 3 qualifiers, and if you missed those, here's a quick recap. Essentially, over the last week or so, we have gone down and we've done 2 sets of trios, which we've grabbed 10 teams from each for, and a set of solos who've built their own team of trios for this event. We've grabbed those, and then we've added in 19 more influencers and creators from the wonderful Warzone community. They'll all be joining us today as we go through to find out who is dropping the most kills in our kill farm, Enigma.
Yes. And what we saw throughout those, with there being some solos and some trios, was a massive variety in tactics. But one thing that really stood out immediately was ruthless efficiency. Every single solo or team had to just constantly be pedal to the metal for 3 hours straight. And we saw some moments where teams would start off fantastically and then just fade off and disappear, or teams that would burst through in those final games. And obviously with that rule in place where you're allowed to load into a lobby up to the second before our time marker, well, we also saw some last-second breakthroughs as well. So plenty of storylines already lining up for us.
That certainly has. It's been a very interesting week looking at the Warzone community and the game as well. We've had to deal with a patch that has come in and then a second patch, essentially. Now we are going to be playing on the Christmas update for Warzone. So we can expect to see some elves, some trees, and Krampus possibly lurking around in the kill farm. But before we get into the whys, wheres, and what everyone will be using, I do have to tell you the rules for this event. So, now, actually, I was going to say in a few minutes, but it's actually now the teams will be allowed to load into Caldera in trios in the public lobbies. For the next 3 hours, we will take every single kill they grab, cumulative towards the end, and the team with the most points will walk away our champion, getting the lion's share of the prize money. First place will get 4,000 euros, second place 1,500, and third place 1,000 itself. But our very top killer from all amongst the teams and players will get themselves a nice little bonus of 500 euros as well. And the caveat that if you start your last game before the cutoff in 3 hours' time, well, then you get to play that last game out. There we go. There we can see our wonderful kind of money being thrown down. Actually, that is slightly different to the one I had in front of me, Enigma. But hey, I suppose that's how it's actually being broken down instead.
Yeah, maybe my math's off, but that seems over what we were initially given as a prize pool, which if that is the case, then that is absolutely fantastic, because more cheddar to be earned by our teams taking part in this, 7,000 euros for coming top, that would be, I mean, that's a fantastic Saturday for anyone. Just before Christmas as well. I mean, if I win that, some presents are being shared around for sure. But you are right about the Christmas patch, by the way. I was joking about this the other day with someone. I was saying, like, me and Bryce loaded into this qualifier, and there was this patch that happened just as we were loading in and we had to figure out how things were going. Surely there's not going to be another one, right? And now we've got Krampus, so yeah. This is going to be interesting. I do wonder like how this is going to change things up, because obviously teams are going to have to be very on the fly there and dealing with that scenario. So yeah, definitely never a quiet day when it comes to Call of Duty or Warzone. But look, we're Call of Duty players. We learn to bounce with it, and we will no doubt see some very interesting moments.
Yeah, 100%. I'm sure we'll be laughing at some point as we see a team on a pretty good game get taken down by the Murder Center that's currently roaming around as well. But I've just been told an update, actually, by the way, why the total cash prize for this one is what I said it was. It turns out they have included essentially some on the qualifiers. So that kind of makes a little bit more sense in how the cash prize is broken down. They've added in what is the qualifiers there as well. So that's essentially what has been happening, and that's why the prize money looks the way that it is, because we have had our 3 qualifiers and given away a decent amount of money.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. I mean, it's great to see, right? Like, we just got Caldera. We already get this tournament where we are essentially given this opportunity to showcase some of the best talents that we have around. And also, you got to remember that with that new map comes new stars, new storylines, new modes, metas, and so on and so forth. And it's just great to be able to immediately hop straight in and witness it. And we're all here because we love competition. We love it in a gaming sense. We love it. And right now we get to witness it. And we've seen some absolutely fantastic players throughout this week, Bryce. You and me have commented on it multiple times. We've got some favorites for sure.
Oh, yeah, we definitely do. And of course, even in that last trio that we actually had, seeing the players having to adapt to a brand new meta that basically dropped as soon as the game did as well, and try to figure out and get those kills going through, to the point where some teams actually got more kills in that meta than the teams in our very first qualifier. And you think it'd be the other way around. You know, the teams that first qualify should theoretically be the best ones, but apparently not as they move through. I will take us through some of the highlights, though, for the teams that we will be watching out for today. In our very first qualifier, the team of Historia with Tuck, ProShock, and Prep Walker. 294 points in total, and there's actually it was a lot about Historia there actually at the beginning, the organization, because 3 teams from Historia came in the top 4. So we'll keep an eye on all of those from our very first qualifier as they get through. In our solos, though, we had Gunning, Camps, and Trashcan in our top 3. Managed to get in a whopping 141 kills over 3 hours by themselves, Enigma.
Yeah, no, so this guy is definitely one of my favorites coming into this, because I remember watching Kagunning and just thinking, this guy doesn't slow down. He doesn't stop. For 3 straight hours, we tuned in with him towards the end of that, and at the start of that, there was no difference. He was still going hell to leather. And then you've also got the fact that he's now able to go in, pick up 2 people that perhaps didn't make this final or whatever, and now combine that with his breakneck pace. I'm really looking forward to seeing how he does and how his team do. So definitely one for me to be trying to keep my eye on in the leaderboard.
Yeah, 100%. And last but not least, our very final qualifier only happened a few days ago. Our last trio as we jumped in, and the team that put the most kills down was NDB with 336. So the most kills we actually saw in any of the qualifiers came in our last one as well. So that team is certainly going to be one to keep an eye out for as well, Enigma.
Yeah, without a doubt. I remember we were speaking about Begsy, and he made some fantastic plays at different points. They all did, obviously, to get that amount of points. That's absurd. But another one I want to keep my eye on, Teenage Ninja Goblins, because that is possibly the best team name I've ever seen. We do witness some weird and wonderful, but Teenage Ninja Goblins definitely up there. They came 5th in our 3rd qualifier, and there's another Historia team in there. But yeah, that NDB side, as you just pointed out, Begsy, Unknown, and Ainsey were indeed very, very good the other night.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously we've added in our influencers. Some of the biggest names in Warzone will be joining us today and kind of battling against these qualified teams. We'll have to see who ends up actually walking away the champion for that one as well, Enigma. I do believe, by the way, the games are currently underway as well. So to kind of go back over the rules, essentially from 4 hour time or 5 in France, there will be 3 hours of kill race. They have that long to actually get all the kills possible, and they will all be cumulative. So as many kills will all be added up on the back end, and then at the very end we will find out exactly where everyone sits. The caveat being, of course, that if you are in a game when the timer goes down, you are allowed to finish that game. So I'm sure a little bit of tactical play coming in from some of our players.
Oh yeah, definitely. You're definitely going to see those decision-making moments come in throughout this where, okay, we're right on the cusp of this, or we're within prize money distance. Can we squeeze out every bit of life from this? And we're going to start off, I believe this is going to be Team RCI. Now, I didn't get to see these gents because I wasn't here for the first qualifier, but they came 8th overall on its Featurana, Krevitz, and iTech TV on our screens. And straight away, Bryce, peak drops. We know this is where it gets busy, and Featurana are already cooking up a storm.
That is unbelievable. That is so aggressive. Featurana going straight in for it. They're actually supposed to run through thermites. Doesn't even care. Does manage to get 2, but I don't know if he's going to get the downs. I think his teammates won't be able to get there in time either. So it's a very risky strategy to try and get those peak drops done.
It is. There's so much going on there, but it really can pay off at times. If Featurana did go in there, gets 2, you can see that another 2 at least did come through. So whoever that 3rd person was who did manage to drop, Featurana still up, but did his teammates manage to get in? By the way, Krevitz also into the gulag, as we're going to hop on board. We've got the first one. It's an MP40, so a nice one in hand, and should know how to handle this weapon, but no idea where his opponent is. Checking left, right, bullet in the back. Oh, Bryce, this is slippery.
Well, managed to get away with it now. Stun going out. Should be able to find this player. Gets the stun down as well. That is an aggressive push, and that will be the Gulag one and back into the game. Already 5 kills down. And this is all about efficiency. You've got to remember here, this is the big money. It's not just qualifying for top 10. You have to be the best team to get the most money.
Yeah, no, absolutely. In the past, you know, if you, let's say you were sat in 5th place or so and you're looking comfortable, you could perhaps take your foot off the gas a little bit, save yourself, or not make those end game decisions because you know that you're qualified. But now it's all about hitting the top 3, the big cheddar, and yeah, the team's straight away here moving fast. I'm assuming that Feet Runner's teammates have got themselves a couple more kills around peak. So, I mean, they could already be pushing double digits straight off the bat here. And look at them already flying, hurling themselves across the map.
Yeah, I like this pace. This is exactly how you want to go on. You know, you've got to hit it very, very fast in Caldera because realistically, that's everything the other teams are doing. It's not just a race about how many kills you can get. You are racing other players who will be basically pulling out all the stops and figuring out the best strategies to do this as well. And so you're already going for this drop, looking for a player. That player's been dropped by his teammate. Let's clean that up for him. I don't think they think anybody else is here. If they do, I'll be pitching them in just a few seconds. There we go. Already been found. This team is organised and it knows exactly what they're going to be wanting to do onto this one. I suspect also we'll see a UAV coming in a few seconds, and there's already been a lobby reset.
There has clearly not going well for somebody. There is 3 hours, so that's not the biggest problem in the world. But I think you're right here. These boys are now just starting to get themselves ready to get to. Oh my goodness me! And I think as well, not only did he get that kill, but his teammate immediately cleaned it up. So both players are straight on the bat. And in comes that UAV that you were speaking about. Nailed it straight on the head there.
Yeah, get the UAV, get into the chopper. There is a kind of an interesting thing about this chopper is that a lot of players don't particularly like it at the moment. And one of the reasons for that is, yes, it's got miniguns on the side, and yes, miniguns are fun. They're not that effective at killing players, unfortunately. And the other problem is you can't reload your gun, you can't put new plates in, and you can't call a UAV while you're on the gun seat. And if you've got a full chopper, you can't switch out. So, like, you essentially kind of get into this position where you don't actually want to be in the side seat of a chopper, even if there is a gun there, because you can't basically prepare yourself for the next fight. No, you can just throw the chopper at another chopper.
I was about to say, well, you could just use it as a homing missile. Sure, yeah, no, players find it, some use for it at least. But yeah, no, interesting about what you said around being stuck in that chopper because, you know, traditionally people would fight over the choppers, use them for mobility to get themselves around the map. But yeah, clearly, currently, during this current setup, around Caldera, not ideal as another UAV comes in, make that a second, and they do have enough money for the advanced, and there it is, Bryce. So
yeah,
they can get themselves over and across into fields, I believe that is, just beyond. A lot of people down there to fight, and we've seen this before. Teams want to get there quickly and avoid those sides cleaning each other up.
Yeah. So interesting. I think a lot of players still use those helicopters. It just takes like an extra 10 seconds because you have to have your players essentially reload and play up before they jump in, and you have to call UAVs before you get in the chopper or have that player in the front seat. So I think we'll see a lot this tournament. Vehicles I'm not so certain about. Like, I feel if they wanted to go this direction, they could have jumped off of peak and it would have actually been a faster flight.
Yeah.
And essentially, you know, getting into a car is dangerous because Caldera is not really built for vehicles.
No, we've seen some very questionable driving, haven't we?
Yes.
And that sums that up there. Drive straight into a tree. I'm all for forgiving some of the instances where people drive poorly, but you know, oh God, that's one of those moments where you're not sure if something like glitches out and the vehicle blows up. But hey, they've made it down here quickly. The thing with the vehicles as well is it makes a lot of noise, right? You are telling people, hey, I am arriving. Look at me. Come find me. That can be advantageous in stopping these other teams fighting each other, but do you just want to arrive in around the back and clean up some kills? And straight away here onto the Lodi, and there's someone challenging, and those shots hit, and some more land, and that's a cleanup, and there's no teammates around. So straight in, some more kills on the board, and Feet Rana himself up to 6.
So I was going to talk a little bit about the meta coming into this one because there has been some development since we last spoke. Yes, the MP40 is basically back with a vengeance. Essentially, some people were talking about using the Vital because you can get it onto a blueprint that puts Vital onto the MP40. It seems like a waste of time in some people's opinion. A lot of people have also been basically running it with like a Reaper core booster because you don't need a suppressor if you take the perk that gives you like faux suppression, like it helps with the suppression on it, so it's not too bad. The other thing is I've seen a lot of STGs at the moment. I thought the meta was either the bar, which I have seen flying about, or what a lot of people have been running is the Cooper. If you upgrade the Cooper, it was an SMG at one point. If you get it kind of fully leveled up and get all your attachments, you can run it as a pretty good AR with the 60-round mag. Has no recoil. Bullets don't hit that hard, but it feels more like an M13 or a Kilo.
Okay, interesting. I mean, Yeah, the STG change we kind of saw coming in that third qualifier, saw considerably less automatons straight after that patch. So maybe that is just going to continue going that way. The one thing, okay, Realinho loses his face, picked off by a sniper somewhere down in that crevice. But I was about to say the secondary weapon he was running was the Akimbo pistols. Now, we saw in the solo qualifier that those things were disgusting, but in the third, people moved away from them and they just didn't look as good. And that guy's just been squashed, and these guys really have not slowed down. We were on board for a second there with that Historia second team from the first qualifier, but back on board with RCI, the guys who came 8th from that. And my God, these guys are not stopping. They're throwing choppers at people, jeeps at people, getting gunfight kills across the board. Fearon himself up to 9, and those bullets ringing out at him just says to him at the minute, come to me, I am going to slaughter you.
Yeah, they've come into this clearly with a plan. They know exactly what they want to be doing, and another UAV is going to pop from them. And again, it's just off to the hunt. It's about efficiency. Can we get that team? Hopefully they've got enough money. Kill them, run on to the next team after we get another UAV. And even now, you can see on the minimap, what essentially they're doing is they're trying to find that next ping.
Yeah, desperately trying to make noise as well, it seems. Like, just Krevitz there, standing on the bonnet of the vehicle, just encouraging anybody to step out at them where possible. And they have got a healthy amount of cash here, a little bit more. They could get themselves another advanced. Or, I mean, we've still got quite a bit of time to that third circle for the fire sale. I don't think you need to wait that long if you're slaying out like this. Get yourself in that advanced and then potentially move forward.
No, I think we'd rather just put an ad break there while we're watching him. But obviously another big peak drop coming in here as well. Reno trying to get that kills down with it as well. This player can only really go up. He has to be careful, though. There are 2 players all around him as he ducks, dives, and tries to get back into this fight there. Only a pistol player's behind him as well. Has to go for the reload. Eventually goes for the beat down. And somehow still alive and trying to slay out at this point. Already they have lost a Praxi. More players going than there. Has to keep getting out of it. There's now a chopper chasing him down as well. Will eventually be hitting the gulag here by the look of it. And that is the dangers of peak.
It is, and I believe this is the team that already had a reset at one point, so not necessarily off to a great start. And those scenarios there can be incredibly frustrating. You end up in a situation where you look like you could get a lot of kills, and the shots were pretty straight and true, but it just doesn't work out. STG, though, definitely one of the better gulags you can have, because obviously you come back in with it. Ducks, slides, and nothing giving right now.
It's the STG's a good gun to come back with as well. So we've actually jumped ship here again, and we're looking at Death Gaming. Oh, and this is a team I've seen a few times. This is a team that I've seen in Twitch Rivals quite a few times do very, very well. Killrace is certainly no kind of stranger to them. Kazar, Fuzzin, and C Pentagram. Oh, C Pentagon, sorry. This is definitely a team to keep an eye out on.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I believe, is this going to be one of our teams that's come in as a content creator group, not through the qualifiers? I don't remember seeing them in the qualifiers, but
no,
oh my
content creator group.
Goodness me. We did see the other day that a couple of teams were trying to get those pistol kills. None more as efficient as that. And lands here, and there's a lot to shoot at. Will manage to get a hold of a Bren, pops one, cracks the second. Teammates need to arrive here and makes the smart play. Gets on out because he's literally one bullet away from falling. And as long as he can slide out and get back up, and that kill will come on through. Teammates able to arrive as well. Pentagon with a chopper kill, and downs another. So there's another one to be had here, and can teammates arrive? They do. Fuzzin is there, and just like that, Bryce, they immediately bounce on up to what? Got to be 5 kills between them already, and we saw in that Feet Rana squad that's the pace that these teams are going to need to hit.
Yeah, it is, and then Peak is great for that. If anything, I was surprised that we didn't see as many teams go here. The only real other places that you could get a lot of kills early are fields or at airfield. But the benefit of Peak is that usually, if you have a good line, you can get like 30 people landing here, or at least close to it. And with the helicopter, you can easily pick up 4 or 5 kills just on the roof alone.
Yeah, no, you absolutely can, and you see how many people really can just land around you as K's here just picks up another one, moves on himself on up to 4. And the thing is as well from here is not just the amount of people that land here, but we've spoken about it a little bit earlier.
Someone's stolen the chopper.
Wait, has someone stolen their chopper? Oh, I've missed that. Oh, God. But there's still plenty of people here. Second one. Oh.
Where's his teammate? His teammate's still up here. His teammate's still up at Peak. I don't know who was up. I think it's Fuzzin is still up at Peak. Eventually going to go down as we switch over once again. Looks like a bit of a fight going down around airfield, but they have only just landed. Only pistols at the moment.
You can feel the tension, movements, hushed voices, just trying here to be as efficient as possible, because you don't want these gunfights to last a long time, Bryce. You just need to just get it over and done with. Do you win it? Do you lose it? You just got to figure it out really quickly and move on from that scenario. And this Garand, I don't remember, but I don't think it's that great.
No, it's not. Sure, no, it's not, but it looked great. Absolutely lock on there and didn't miss a single bullet. And I suppose if you don't miss, it's pretty good.
Yep, that's true. Definitely didn't miss anything there. I can't pick out the name in the bottom left, but
I want to say Lyria, like L-R-I-A-A.
I'm trying to make it out as we go, but yeah, no, hitting all the shots there. I was giving. Oh my
good
God. Well, I mean, look, airfield is busy, as you can tell, taking a lot of bullets in the back right now, but staying up. This is those moments where it can all kind of fall apart for you, or you can clean up the kills quick enough and get on with it, and doing a great job. Now, I was speaking about it a minute ago. I do still feel like, oh wait, no, someone's gone down here. Gotta be careful. I've got to get back in.
Cooper Carbine much better again than the combat shotgun. We'll use this to push. And Cooper Carbine's in a really interesting place at the moment, because I know a lot of people using it as an SMG alternative, and then realised that you could basically use it as the AR after the nerfs, but the player gone down right in front of them. There's an MP40 there on the floor. That is a must take instead of the shotgun, surely.
You think
yeah, it's going to be taken. 100% going to be taken. This AS-44, by the way, has got some serious recoil to it, if I remember correctly.
Okay, we're about to find out.
Yeah, decent amount.
Oh, incoming chopper, and this surely is a third party, seeing a lot of noise going on, and those are the miniguns, I believe, coming straight back out.
Yeah, they're not as effective as you would probably like, especially on people that are moving when the helicopter's moving. Trying to pick this helicopter off onto the roof now. Doesn't really have the weapons for it. Doesn't have the plates. That's going to be the biggest issue here. Is you don't really want to engage into a flight when you're down with plates.
Yeah, definitely. Especially as well, there's a lot of buildings around here, a lot of loot potential. So do you break off for a second, find some more plates and come back? My one question around that is you probably want to make that decision as a team. You can see, yeah, both players now breaking off, just trying to reassess and reset themselves, give them an opportunity in the coming fights, because there's no doubt going to be plenty. Airfield's very, very busy. But I will say I still do prefer that peak drop. I just think it's busier, and then you can get yourself out to other parts of the map, like fields, very, very quickly. And airfield is indeed a fantastic opportunity for setting yourself up for the later game. But if we were playing a private match, maybe that's a more sound strategy. But I just think in these kill farms, you just want to be as aggressive as you can be.
Yeah, you can certainly stall out here in airfield. It can become an issue occasionally where you just either got to go across the airfield to try and find another team, and any good team that finds you coming is going to take you down, or, you know, rotating away from airfield. It's not the easiest thing. Field is pretty much the usual one, but it depends on where the circle goes. You are right. Peak gives you much more options in kind of direction you can take.
And we can see here as we hop back on board with Cage, who's up to 6. No doubt his teammates have a couple. Pentagon, by the way, has been one of those players that for the last, I don't know, it feels like 6 months, maybe over the, maybe around that timeline, has just been popping up so much and doing some serious damage. Really glad to see this group of players in, because they could make some major noise in this. And the Type 11 here, kitted out, plenty on it, and you know where they're going, Bryce.
Yeah, I certainly do. And I mean, just stalking this player is a bit mean. And player had no idea what was coming, and they clearly don't have anything in their ears. And that was a pretty easy two-piece, just completely demolishing them there. Looks like a decent bag of money as well. So that'll be a UAV as soon as you can. Oh, 2 bags of money. Look at the amount of money they're currently running around with. A little bit more. That would have been in advance. I don't think he needs it. You can see they've already split for this one. As we jump over to our next team, and this, I think. And I was going to say, I thought this was our #1 qualifier from the very first qualifier, but it's Kingwood.
It is.
So
it is
qualifier #2.
This is the guy that I wanted to see. After the solo performance was absolutely fantastic, and just cutting people up with. Excuse me. What happened there? What did I just miss?
I think he got sniped out.
Okay. I think that caught everyone by surprise. The one thing there, the chopper was doing work. I think he downed like 4 or 5 people, but the problem is, I don't think it actually ends up getting any kills in the end. Well, there comes one through, and oh no, second one does come in. So it gets bits, gets something in there up to 4. But the problem is, his 2 teammates have lost the gulag. Do you just bail out of this after you get the gulag kill?
Yeah, I think you do gulag and reset. Although saying that, the lobby's incredibly fresh. I'm surprised all the teammates have lost. It kind of depends. Like, if he finds a contract early and goes for it, then maybe. But I don't know. It's a very good question. I think with the lobby being so brand new, I don't hate it if he can stay in. With an automate as well, by the way. That's one of the best weapons you can get in the gulag. Although, I said that used to be. They nerfed it into the floor.
Yeah. Oh, does well indeed. And I've just realized, by the way, one of his teammates is Entrepreneur Geek, and we got to be on board with him a fair bit throughout those qualifiers. And yeah, it looks like he will be staying in with Kagunin, and believes in himself, because trying to get straight back to peak, essentially, might land on a drop here, and there's someone nearby, though, and those bullets are going to be ringing out. Got to be careful here, because if that vehicle comes back up, he's going to be stuck. Enemies above and below, but has managed to get the load. 4K in pocket and a decent amount of weapons, precision in hand. But yeah, you've got to just be aggressive here, I feel. Just be incredibly aggressive. Try and get whatever you can out of this. And if it works, great. If not, you just move on.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it looks like you've got enough money to get the player back, and that changes the formula, right? Like, having 2 of you, it kind of allows you to jumpstart essentially the engine, because that's basically what is happening in all of these games. All these players, they're trying to get early kills, but what they're really trying to do is start up that cascading effect of UAV to team, kill the team, get another UAV, and keep rotating and going through. The benefit, I suppose, on Caldera, or negative, I should say, for some of these players, is it used to be grab, money, get your loadout, then start the engine. Now you have to start that engine before you get your loadout in, because you're not going to have it for a while. So it's kind of a little bit different for some of them, and they've had to adapt to kind of running around with the best possible floor loot weapons they can find until they can get to that next step.
No, absolutely. You've got to make that adjustment. You've got to hope that you come across some decent ground loot in order to take on those early stages of the lobby. A lot of these players are obviously very good, so they're generally going to be okay with that. But it is moving away from that Verdansk meta where it was you get your best weapon in hand and you just fry with that thing all the way through. And Kagunin here aware that he's being pushed, and that's going to be for the same box he wants. And I can't...
Oh, that's what the automated is. Pretty good. Going to run around with this. And that is going to be at least 2. Wonderful. And he's going to get this as well. Just double check that none of them are self-reviving. You can sit down. He has a knife. He could have thrown it. No need to waste ammo on that. Some nice ammo and basically skill streaks and everything in those crates. I don't know if they're always worth it in normal games. Like, you go for it, the big green smoke does give it away an awful lot, as those players just got caught. But in this, when they're basically looking for good ground loot before that first loadout comes in, it's definitely worth it. There's a lot of stuff here you can utilize.
Yeah, definitely. It gives you that step up, gas mask there as well. All sorts of bits here that will come in handy. The one thing is that as they were collecting that, they were hit with a precision, and I don't think that that was from a teammate. I think this will be from a different arriving squad. And yeah, this guy's going to go down, and it looks like there's more here to give company as Kagunin cleans that up. He moves himself on up to, I think that's 8. In the top right, and teammates are swarming, so it's all right. Now you've got your squad in here, you can get back to being incredibly aggressive, and whoever's in this chopper is not happy about it because they cannot get away.
That might be a very good position. There's incoming clusters as well. Chopper did a very good job to actually just leave there. I managed to take down a chopper the other day actually with precision. It was one of the luckiest shots I've ever seen in my life. But
all skill, Bryce.
Yeah, if you are in a chopper, you get. I killed a whole team. Killed a whole team with it. It was unbelievable. But it is one of these things. Like today, essentially, these players have just got to use everything in their arsenal.
Okay, so I believe that we've just been given an update around. So this might explain some of the stuff that we've been discussing. So there is a bonus, a slight coefficient bonus around placing in lobbies. So as well as a coefficient applied depending on the level of the lobby. So I'm assuming that that is one of those where you look at the the stat trackers and see what kind of, do you fit into, is it a gold lobby or a diamond lobby and so on. So perhaps that does explain why you don't see Kagunin, getting the gulag kill and then bouncing straight out, because it turns out that they get bonuses depending on not only where they place in the lobby, but also how difficult the lobby is overall.
Interesting. That is the first time, I think, watching Warzone, I've ever seen that rule put into place.
Yeah, definitely not one I've come across before, but I guess it does make things slightly different to the qualifiers that we had, right? Because in the qualifiers, it was all kill race and just a point is a point, a kill is a point, whatever. Whereas this now adds on a little bit of a different dynamic and gives teams plenty of reason to stick around and come across two teams, I think, possibly fighting against each other here. Picks up one as teammates will arrive to clean up. And as far as I can tell, these boys are possibly pushing 20 with 75 still left in this lobby. So this is getting busy.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. I'm just looking over the essentially the rules for this that I've just seen in chat. I'm sure you've seen it as well, Enigma.
Yes.
And this is okay. So I'm going to try and explain this the way that I kind of think this is working, and I'm sure if production have got this wrong, it will essentially correct me. So if you come first, you get an extra 15 points. Second is 7, third is 5, and 4th to 10th is an extra 2 points. So there's not just kills here, there's also playing alive, which does change the dynamic of a kill farm a little bit. Because we spoke about during the qualifiers, sometimes rather than hunt somebody for 10 minutes, maybe you just leave. Now it's actually worth it to hunt them. But this is the tricky bit, and this is the bit that is going to fry your brains. So with the lobby coefficient that is now going into this kill farm, it can vary from a 0.2 multiplier to a 1 multiplier depending on how hard the average KD of the lobby is. For example, a 0.5 lobby, not that common, will give a 0.2 multiplier. A lobby of 0.85 will give a 0.5 multiplier. The maximum you can get, a lobby that is greater than 1.5 will give a 1, or less than 1.5, but between a 1.5 and a 1.2 is 0.95. Like, this is a lot of maths.
It is. I'm glad I'm not the one doing it. Yeah, this is a lot of work for the guys on the back end for sure. Yeah, interesting. I've not seen this before. Obviously we were initially going to do the private matches, and then we've pivoted to this different format for these finals. And I am a fan of them trying to give this different dynamic to it. We don't have the situation then where players are just going to be, okay, I'm going to get a couple of kills and bounce out, as we saw through some of the qualifiers. So yeah, interesting, Bryce. So then, I mean, I got to fully applaud the decision of the player here, Kagunin, to stay in, get his teammates back in and push on through this, because not only are they racking up a ton of kills, but you've also got the placement points that you've got to start considering at some point.
Yeah, I mean, this is the worst part, I think, for us is that we don't know what these lobbies are. So yeah. Makes sense, but team's having a really good game. I suppose the only way to benefit is that, I've been watching this for the last 2.5 years, that you kind of guess how good a lobby is with some of these players. And it means that for our very, very good players, they have a more fair opportunity to get these.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're right, because the way the matchmaking works, it could indeed end up throwing people consistently into more difficult lobbies. And yeah, this is perhaps a way to balance that out. So I'm a fan. Like, it's different, but hey, how many times have we in the Warzone community tried something different and it turns out to be the best move overall? So definitely interesting. The only thing is going to be that we are going to have to wait on some serious number crunching by the guys in the back, because we might sit here and be like, oh, okay, well, they've managed to get themselves 20 points, but where do we then know what they get for their placement? But what was the lobby? How does this factor into things? So a lot for us to break down, Bryce. I'm sure it'll be fun when we get to it.
Well, you say fun, I say it's maths, and that's never really that fun. So I'm very much interested to see how it all actually pans out, and it means that we will probably have to keep a closer eye on the scoreboard than we usually do. Yeah. To try and figure out where these players are actually sitting. Because right now, like Kagunin, for an example, having a great game, right? There's still 55, 56 players left into this one. 14 kills down already. The teammate's been doing some work as well. So we're looking at a very high kill game.
Yep, definitely. I mean, from that solo qualifier, Kagunin was the number one, I believe. Yeah, with 141 points by himself over those 3 hours. So, I mean, played at a breakneck pace. Doesn't surprise me to see his teammates in here as well, trying to match it.
It's just some of the teams, by the way, that you can see in here at the moment. Obviously, as we go through this, we'll be updating with the scores. They get live pulled from the back end of the game. Kind of highlights there, you can see Historia have basically got 4 teams into this final, doing very, very well in the qualifiers as they go through. But yeah, as we go through when we'll come back to this screen, essentially, at a later time, you will see that be updated with the current scores.
Yep. No, I mean... definitely something we're going to be keeping our eye on. And for anyone, we've definitely got this up on our other monitor to pay attention to any changes that go on. But yes, we will be trying to keep you updated as we go through to let you know who is in contention for our big prize money here in our finals of our €10,000 Monaco Gaming Show Warzone event.
Well, I am curious about how well this team is doing, if I'm honest. I've done nothing but fights with them. They've got another UAV. They look like they could pick up another 3 or 4 here. They're going for a bit of a split. As you can see already, they are going for the push now. This player's going to be right on top of them. That player's already gone down. Time to concentrate on the next one. He knows he's going to be close at hand. No, he's going to go for the finish. It looks like his teammates are going to try and just lock this one down for a second. More players going down again, and this team is being very, very efficient, but they've lost a player.
They have. I think Entrepreneur Geek gets a bit too far wide right and ends up running into a totally different team because there's a lot of red pings over there. And now they're going to have to play 2v, however many are still around. I can't fully make it out. But the thing is, they've got to consider that gas is going to soon start pushing them inland. And, you know, we know how the tactics can work on this. If you get caught in the gas or move in with it, there's a lot of players usually waiting for you. And just going to hop off for now. We're going to come across one of the many Historia teams. And you can see that combat perk coming in super effective. Just highlights players. We saw the other day how when, you know, a lot of people are running away from amped and moving with this instead. And it just highlights people, especially when you get to around playing in the bushes, the foliage. It just lets you track those extra couple of bullets through. And, oh, it's Krampus.
Where is he though? Who's he? Oh, he's going for it. He's just dropping bullets onto it continuously. That Krampus is stuck. Oh no, Snowball's going out. Just constant headshots. And no panic though, no panic. It seems okay at the moment. Just wait till it starts chasing you.
Yeah, I don't speak French, but I'm going to assume that was something to do with what is this guy going to do? Because Krampus, I do think, was stuck there for a second, but you never know when he's just going to unstick and come and get you. So, gotta be keeping one eye on your back here. And there's jingle bells that go off as it's almost a signal his arrival are definitely considerably more friendly than what it'll do to you if he gets hold of you.
Well, at the moment you can see going for a bit more aggression. Campus now fully forgotten. Now back to the case at hand. And we've talked about the Brent, and this is a custom Brent, and it seems pretty efficient. I'm not going to lie to you. At the moment, just looking for 2 he saw. I believe he saw 2 on the UAV. He's looking for them. It's a little bit of a head peek just come through, and maybe a chance to push now with the MP40. I'm surprised he's getting this close with the Brent. The ADS on this thing is not fast.
It isn't. And also with the rocks here in the elevation, I think he's just aware that he hasn't been spotted, so he's fine. Yeah, the way that this land can sometimes work is because people just disappear in and out of these little tiny rock faces. You would surely prefer the MP4 just in case anyone springs up from someone you weren't expecting, cleans that one up, gets the down, gets the kill. Was there someone else lingering around? And you can hear as we hop on over to Azen. So we've been on board with this team earlier on. This is back on board with Entrepreneur Geek and Kagoonin. I think we could hear jingle bells for a second.
Oh, imagine you're playing for this much money at this time on Warzone, and you think you're in a very good game, and next thing you know, you're being punched through the chest by an angry blue Santa.
Yeah. And the rest of it. I've seen arms, I've seen faces, I've seen bits of everything go everywhere from this guy. And there we go. Krampus is hunting your squad. Not the notification you necessarily want to see, especially as they chase down this opposing team. And they're going to push up and get aggressive and perhaps just try and make Krampus be a nuisance for this other side as well. The advanced is going to be up. So they know they're chasing one, but possibly running into another squad on the back end of the big building on their right.
I see being aggressive now, trying to push this one down. Just wants the kills. Going to throw a stun through the door. Gets the stun as well. This will be an easy clean up in the end. I say easy. Not as easy as I was thinking. Almost goes down, and Airfield is busy and popping. Teammates already going to be in a fight as well, trying to get that back up for them. And with that advanced UAV, That is paying out in droves.
I'm going to assume with Kagunin going down and Krampus having a successful hunt, he fell foul to our angry blue Santa. So, yeah. But the thing is, between them, look at how much cash they're currently running. You are down now towards the team numbers in terms of who's left, but there's buy stations around here, so opportunity for them to scoop together as much as they want in terms of resource and see out this lobby. Remember, we do have placement points. We do have the coefficient that is a multiplier for the amount of kills you get, and I believe this squad are going to be pushing 40 at least from what I've seen from Kagunin and Azen.
Well, again, more and more aggression from them. If they want, they can get another advanced UAV in here. There's not as many players in this lobby as you'd think for a circle of this size, especially considering we're only at 4th. Maybe an opportunity now for, I mean, by the way, if they could get that big game bounty contract, there'll be another advanced UAV that will just come into the skies for free, as well as even more cash for them. So it's definitely going to be one of these things they're now going to be focusing on. You can see them slowly closing the noose, looking to make sure this player does not get away. And that player's going to go down, but also we are going to lose Azen here. It will be a self-revive as teammates come in here and help him out. And there is a player to their left in the gas by the look of it. I don't know what that player in the gas is doing, but I think they might just give it an ignore and head to the next most plentiful place. And also going to get another big game bounty, because those things are ridiculous.
Yeah, we saw, if sides couldn't get that thing going where they just essentially go UAV to advanced UAV and so on and so forth, those big game bounties just came in clutch. They do provide you with so much, not only information on where someone's going to be, but an advanced and a shed ton of other rewards. And you can see they're already stalking this next set of teams up the hill. The one disadvantage that they have here is they are fighting up a hill, and Azen loses his face.
Down again, going to hit that self-revive, and it looks like Kingwood's going to end up killing a few of those players here, so he'll probably just be touched, so he gets the self-revive coming in, keeps that in his back pocket, and now they move on once again. Another big game bounties to the left, and here's the thing, they obviously could move more into the circle. They know there's further players over there, but you move the big game bounty, another advanced UAV, you've still got more money in your pocket, you keep on moving.
Yeah, they're well and truly stacked here. They're set up well as they close in on this big game bounty. You're right. Buy station just off to the left. They can get an advanced anyway from this. And currently rocking with, I mean, they're just going to go straight out for a loadout. Perhaps this is ghost time now. And just put themselves into a position where this is relatively unassailable. Get those 15 bonus points for coming first, as that crate nearly lands on Geek's face.
Oh, you can see now going for the push. Already got it. Big game bounty complete. That's going to be the advanced UAV for them. Still an absolute ton of money in the pocket. They're going for it again. I love this. I remember speaking about this last trios, and I was so surprised people weren't doing it. Big game bounty to big game bounty, just over and over and over again. You get the idea where people are with the big game bounty. You can move there with the players coming through as well. And it gives you the opportunity to keep getting advanced UAVs basically the entire game. I will say this, though. This team that they're currently running up on looks like they're moving in their direction. I don't know whether it was their direction or just into the circle.
Yeah, so an interesting thing here is that
Krampus.
Barely anyone is inside the circle, and this circle is essentially on a peak. So if they can get control of this should be easy as you like. Oh, goodness me, apparently not. It isn't going to fall. Teammate will get in to clean it up. That's okay, and Kagunin deal with the other side. I believe he has. So a scary moment just for a second, just to remind you that you are in the later stages of a lobby and that the players here might be pretty decent. You're not going to win necessarily every gunfight, so keep a teammate close.
Yeah, and now trying to get up high for this next one. Trying to get the height advantage. Climbing in Caldera. Not as easy as it might seem, but that player is close. MP40 banging away, trying to stay alive, and almost gets lit up by the incendiary rounds. They're going to have to go around the mountain for this one. And I think we can also see there's a Krampus right next to them as well.
Yeah.
See already, they're in a little bit of trouble because of it. Not what you want at this point in the game, but already a turn and a burn. That player is dropping. No self-revive for you, thank you. That will be the advanced UAV, but already two players have gone down. It's all Krampus now. Krampus going for the kill streak. He's going to run.
Get out of there.
Get out of there.
Flee, brother, flee. He's just, the thing is as well, we've seen it, like this Krampus takes a lot of damage. Entrepreneur Geeks managed to get himself back up. Can they save Kagunin? They do. And oh no, Bryce! Oh, sweet Jesus, that was terrifying.
It's just not something you want with only 3 teams left in this entire game. Krampus just messing the game up for everyone. Oh, it's all Krampus all the time in this kill race. They're trying to fight the other teams and the giant blue monster behind them. He's still alive.
He's still there.
He's still alive. He's still ruining the day for them.
Krampus clearly aware of our coefficient and going for some high kill games of his own. Like, trying to upset whatever's going on here. As we push into what will be a trio against trio standoff for the final. And they've made a lot of noise, though. This other team could be on the way. Get the high ground. Make sure that you've got yourself covered off. Just patrol the end of this gas. I don't know where this remaining squad is, though. Never mind. I think that they've spotted one up high as he tries to squirrel suit his way on in, but probably won't. I'd be amazed if he manages to get through that anti-air fire. Last people, I believe there was a floor ping somewhere around here.
Oh, they're looking for it. Trying to get this lobby over and done with, essentially. They know they've already won it. They're in a very, very good position. And now just got to hunt down one player.
God bless whoever it is, because unless Krampus comes in and cleans up this team against you, which is possible, yeah, it's kind of difficult. And you are stuck, and you are going to get rained down on, and that will be a 48 kill game. Goodness me, Bryce, that's a way to start this evening off, and your bonus points for first. And then when we find out, the lobby coefficient on top.
Yeah, but that is a pretty scary score regardless. They have been doing a very good job with that one, and they'll get the win as well as we jump ship over to somebody else in our tournament. I think this is the first time we've seen them.
Yeah, this is not a face I recognize. Pun Kill, that name says, bottom right. Oh, he lands, though, in trouble, and immediately lands with some fire in his face. Teammates got to arrive. Drew got to get himself in there and help out, because otherwise risks going down. And oh my god, there's gunfire everywhere. Drew left up, does manage to get one at least, and got to slip and slide and try and get himself out, but Pun Kill goes down here. So what does Drew manage to do?
Well, hopefully get alive and keep on moving with this one. Not an awful lot of players left, so points are available for the lobby. I don't know if Drew will be able to get him back in. Technically, he's right next to a buy station. He probably desperately wants to give it a go. If he gets this last player, he will have enough money. He just has to take this player down. He knows he's lurking. Pushing now. Actually, that might be enough money. Enough money, I think, to get both back. Looks for that player, goes for the bounce, and that will be a huge team wipe in the end. Should be able to go straight for this one. Call them both back in. Give them the advantage to finish this game out.
Yeah, and I think that Pun Kill here is definitely right. I saw someone just in the back there as the buy came on through. So you've got to land, get down quickly. Obviously, those flares will go off to tell everyone that you're here. Grab whatever you can that's lying around. Lots there to grab, though. And away they go. I actually think he's walked straight past a satchel, but it's fine. Press in on these last people now, because there's three, and I'm going to... Is either another 3 and a 1 or a 2 and a 2?
Oh my god.
Oh, they're looking, trying to figure this out. And they see one player, Sniper, trying to do a little bit of work. They're not going to be able to.
Yeah, I'm up here.
Okay.
And I have seen Drew and Prodigy, by the way. They are very well known for playing Warzone and doing very, very well in these big tournaments. Obviously, Punkiller, being our invited French creator, has started to pull in 2 tier-level talents.
Yeah, and you can see here is he's just trying to run with Prodigy, the bait and the switch, and someone hopped out in the middle of a gunfight that they didn't want to deal with. Prodigy here can just clean this up. And oh, goodness me, I don't know what killed him there. Body goes Miles. Maybe like a last-minute frag grenade or something came out. But we will see Pun Kill go back down, our invited French player. And it is left then on the 2 that you've seen before, Prodigy and Drew, to finish this one off. And the last player is getting in a world of pain, and that is that one over with. So a couple of scary moments towards the end of that one, but oh my god, Bryce, 23, 16, and 12, so 50, no, how's my math here? 49?
Yeah, it's something. That's just a lot. It's an awful lot. We jump on board. We see the Gulag currently worked over. There's a couple of players in here. I'm guessing they had a bit of a rough drop to begin with. Trying to figure out where they actually dropped. They dropped the airfield and not had a good time.
I'm just trying to... So this circle will be pushing team south. You can see that his teammate is in, and waiting. M1 Garand, not necessarily the best, but doesn't matter. You don't get to choose. So in we go, and the gunfight. And oh my god, that was messy for a second there, but it lands, comes on through. You will see him dropping back in. But where do you go from here? If you do choose airfield, you know, there's plenty to play for here. A lot of names, but that circle is going to be coming south quickly. A lot of people are going to be flying off peak. And I always feel like it's one of those moments in these kill races. Do you want to already be in the circle? I don't know. And in this scenario, you are going to be well and truly inside of it. And oh my god, we were talking about the Garand being a bit rubbish, and I do think it still is, by the way. But all those shots looked real crisp.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to hit every single bullet, it's going to look pretty good, I suppose. But it's just the problem with the M1 Garand is, like, in any other gunfight, like, you've probably got to play a strafing or in cover or trying to go, you know, and shoot your back, so the flinch is going to throw you off. It's kind of not great at any range. In close range, obviously, you don't want to hip fire it. Long range, it's too much recoil. So it's just a disadvantage against most of the floor. Like this, for instance, this is a green Bren, and look how nice that was. Very little recoil, very controllable, you know, decent rate of fire, and it punches hard.
Big bot.
It does. Spartan here, just hoping on Miapo, and I believe that's Primza to get clean up. It looks like they are indeed putting in the work, as a couple of kills come on through in the feed there. Primza will get another. Miapo, though, fell, so he needs to get the revive in here. Otherwise, down just Primza by himself. And we did see a moment ago that Miapo and Spartan were in the gulag, so they are running low as we get a nice view of just nothing but pink shorts. And the revive comes in. They do have a lot of cash here, though, up to what? 12k nearly in hand, so looking real good, and plenty of loot to grab. So one of the big benefits obviously around airfield is that you have lots of opportunity. I'm not sure what this is on his screen right now. Is that another Krampus thing, or am I missing something?
That is a Krampus. That is exactly what it is. The Krampus is slowing him down and hitting him with things.
Great.
So they're gonna have to be a little bit careful. You want to go down to a Krampus at this point, not when you've just started getting yourself going.
Should I put a UV right now, or no?
Yeah, after a slow start, you are right. That is the last thing that you want to be putting up with. But okay, so they do have a bit of kit, and they can now start to be getting aggressive. We've seen it so many times in these kill farms where you just have to be ruthlessly efficient, and that's going to be a destruction derby going on here as these two trucks essentially slam up against each other. Whoever is in this, I mean, look, good luck to you, son. The second you bail out of this, and you have, and here we go, then they're going to descend.
Oh, this is a hunt. They are not going to relinquish anything here. They're going straight for an app player. Try to get away. You probably would have been better off in the truck, to be fair.
Yeah, no, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place there. You carry on driving, you're just going to get chased out. You jump out, you're going to get swarmed, and these are very good players swarming on you. Miapo here can be packing a lot of cash. So this is where you start to get towards advanced UAV time and just start to move yourself. What is...
Okay, so I know what this is. I just didn't think anyone would really use it. So that obviously is a Christmas tree.
Yes.
And think of it much like a recon. The longer you stay in the area and decorate the tree for, the higher upgraded the loot boxes become.
Okay.
Starting off at tier 1. You can open all the loot boxes at every single tier, by the way. So it works out if it's a tier 1, you just basically open all the loot boxes, stay there until it gets to 2, and then 3, and keep opening loot boxes. It's not efficient for the players that are in a kill race. So they probably won't be doing it very, very often. But it is not a bad place to essentially dip into and grab some loot if it is available.
Yeah, and I suppose if you are in that situation where you are trying to just get your lobby started, because there is still plenty of opportunity in this one. And I will say yeah, okay, so they're going for this buy station. They will be able to pull in Primza here, and then I assume advanced UAV and really start to get things steamrolling. We've spoken about it before, and you really do want to go from UAV to UAV and buy station advanced. You know, pick up those big game bounties and really just cycle in on the information that is handed to you because of the abundance of cash that you get in Caldera.
Yeah, it's certainly a decent amount of money in Caldera. I don't know what everybody on this island's been doing for a job, but they are leaving significant amounts on the floor. Yeah, I think, again, right, we're settling into this routine, although I will say that circle is pulling weird. That is a very weird pull for it. It's already halfway into the sea.
Yeah, you can see what Spartan was doing there. He's pinging like a route that they would preferably take and try and cut off people entering into this circle. But yeah, it is a weird one. It's definitely going to require you to take a couple of different alternative strategies.
Coming for the loadout.
Although you're still going to benefit from your advances and so on. Which, by the way, they didn't grab, even though they have an absolute bucket load of cash in the pocket. They're running 27k here and not grabbed an advance. You may as well, we've seen this before, you may as well just invest that cash. You can't take it anywhere with you. The first kill, the first down will come in. Looking for the second. That's a crack. Teammate should be there in a second. And okay, so that is cleaned up. But I don't know if I don't agree with this saving money scenario. Oh, I suppose. All right, fair enough. We're about to hit third circle. I couldn't really make that out top left. So fire sale going to come on in, and then they will indeed get spending.
Yeah, that's and they have a not inconsiderable amount of money to spend in a fire sale. That is ridiculous. I suppose they could probably get multiple advanced UAVs to get fire. There's actually a Warzone victory going on. So Bainesy, I think, has just dropped that one and gone for it. And I don't even know how many kills they've got.
No, come on, Bainesy, throw up the scoreboard. You're on the big screen now. Throw it up. Come on, son. This is obviously NDB. This was the team that came first in our third qualifier. Begsy, Unknown, and Ainsy, and they were very, very sorry, Bainesy. I keep calling him Ainsy. It's that NDB thing that I then cut off. But no, very good squad. Put up some serious figures and made individually as well. You can see the plays. Oh wait, Fluffy Hippo's in. Wait, Fluffy Hippo was one of the guys I loved in the last stream.
Well, yeah, that's probably one of the greatest things ever. Here's a little bit of an update for our board at the moment. Bearing in mind, we do see the points of fair play on the right-hand side. That's the lobby coefficient we've been talking about. Essentially, it balances the lobbies that these players are getting into. If you get into a good lobby, your kills will mean more than if you get into a very, very easy lobby. That's the way of kind of differentiating our players at the moment. Obviously, there are more players currently involved for this one. The difference, of course, being that this will update in the background. So the information from hundreds of players that are currently involved in this final, I think it's something like 60 teams roughly, they all have to be updated and thrown onto a kill board. So we'll be keeping a look at this. It will have everybody populate eventually, don't worry. But our current leaders are SAC Heat, and that, I believe, is Kinguin.
Okay, no, kind of not a surprise. We did see them get off to an absolute flyer of a start. I do wonder as well, I forget the name of the other team that we hopped on board with straight away. They looked very, very good. So probably going to be up there, I assume. This fair play thing is interesting. I obviously, we are going to have to wait to see how this all stacks up and so on. And we'll get a clearer picture as we move through this second hour. But as it stands right now, we do have a Astoria team up there in second place, and then USA x UK in third.
Yeah, and that's, again, a team that we haven't seen an awful lot of, actually, through this one. I'm guessing it's one of our invited teams coming through. And there are some other big names in this tournament as well. You've got to bear in mind, really. Like, we have seen, at the moment, we know Jukies is playing in this one. That's one of the most famous players in the UK. He's certainly done an awful lot of work in Warzone and has been known for putting up high kill games as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I do wonder who Juki's brought along with him, because he's put up some serious numbers in Verdansk over his time, and without a doubt going to be looking to do the same in Caldera, as we are on board here with GA God, I believe so. And he will fall, and he does have his teammates still up, so they can try and do something. But I believe we've just hopped on board with his teammate, who has one kill, and there isn't long left in this lobby. So clearly this one hasn't worked out.
Yeah, we need the 15 points for it.
That's Delio.
This is yeah, it's about as bad as it could go. That is surprising, especially with Gagod, who I'm a big fan of, and Delio. Fun fact, actually, I think it was day 2 or 3 of Caldera being new. I actually ended up killing Delio with an aeroplane. Don't think he was particularly pleased with it, and I didn't even kill him with the aeroplane. I actually dived into Peak with it and threw it at him on top of Peak. He jumped down the ladder. I jumped down to the outside of Peak and killed him from behind with a pistol. His teammate swiftly killed me, but it was a great kill for me, and I'm very proud of it.
Hey, look, man, let him know. Let him have it. If there's one way to stop Delio, throwing a chopper at him is definitely in the playbook. And Krampus is going to be hunting them, so this lobby could go from bad to worse as Dench has fallen. We'll need picking up. We'll need reviving. And oh, dearie me!
Oh, they have to keep running now. Desperately needs this. Good God, you can see, trying to get some weapons as well. Doing a ring around the rosy with Krampus, who's...
What's the point?
I'm just trying to think of insulting things to say about it, to be fair. I'm not the biggest fan of this guy. He has killed me before, but... We can tell.
if we listen to other players, I have a feeling that they will find plenty of insulting things to say about him. They do seem very calm, though.
Nah, I've been pissed on.
Yeah, they're calm at the moment. I suppose in a kill race that goes on for as long as this does with 3 hours, you feel like, you know, you can have a bad game as long as you have some other very, very good games. And I think they're struggling. I think they're just up against it at the moment. Look at the scores here. Obviously, the coefficient will help them out a little bit. It is going to be something they can rely on. That hopefully that maybe this is a very, very difficult lobby, and that means their kills will mean more.
Yeah, no, definitely. You see, yeah, you can hear Krampus. Sorry, as whoever was down there takes a lot of bullets. Out goes a cooked frag. Does it land? It does not. So, yeah, Delio and Dench here left up to deal with whoever's just managing to hang around, but you can hear the jingle bells, and again, they're more terrifying than festive at this point. And the bullets land, comes on through, and another kill on the board at least. I guess at this point, you're just hoping to play out for those 15 points bonus for coming top, and hope that the coefficient is a good one. We obviously don't know at this point, but you would hope that you get enough of a bonus to make this lower kill lobby worthwhile.
Yeah, I mean, Krampus is still there, still annoying. Gonna get out of the guns again. Looks like we're going to go for the Brent. And I think they're ignoring Krampus now. They're looking for the players in the area. And oh my goodness, that is a turn and burn. Good God melts them. And they're going to keep on moving. Hopefully Krampus doesn't follow. But with that loadout back in, and I feel like finally being able to settle back into this game, it wouldn't surprise me to see them win this.
No, and that has to be the goal really at this point. With how low the kills have been, you definitely then prioritize your life, prioritize staying up. And these boys have played in plenty of custom games and private lobbies and so on that, you know, where they've picked up enough experience to know how important it is and the ways in which you can play in order to survive. And Krampus just keeps chasing them. It's just all over them.
It makes me lose a plate.
You can hear them.
And I'm being chinned by another squad because they can just hear.
Krampus behind, teams in front. Just not ideal, really, for any of these. You survived Krampus for now. Well, at least we know Krampus has disappeared from them, and if they can get to him and pick him up, they have an opportunity to finish this at least with the W. Not that it'll feel like it.
No, definitely not. It shows the level that they play out, these boys, when a W to most people is a fantastic afternoon's work, but to these guys, it is the very minimum they expect of themselves, and they expect to put up some serious figures alongside it. The problem here for Gagod is that Dench and Delio are stuck in gunfights. I think Delio's trying to go off here with Dench and just try and get around to Gagod, or they're just backing off and leaving him.
They're not going to get him.
No.
They're just not going to get there in time. Yeah, he's going to just be in time to watch him die. Nice.
And Dench goes down as well, trying to arrive in the very last second. Just, difficult time for those boys.
It certainly is. Well, we're about 1 hour into this kill race, Enigma, so we're going to take a little bit of a break here at this point and rejoin into the action with all of our creators just after it. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you right after this on the Monaco Gaming Show.
It's a Warzone. It's a shootout every day. Here we go again. It's a Warzone. It's a shootout every day.
PlayStation